What up, YouTube Alayks? Coming back at you with another StarCraft 2 cast. On the top right-hand side of the map, we have our red Protoss player Baal, and on the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have our blue Protoss player LorenzoRoi. This is a gold versus gold level matchup, so we may see some interesting and unique strategies coming out of these players today. If you're new to my channel, I do want you to know that my goal is to cast games from a wider range of brackets, anywhere as low as bronze and all the way up to masters, and occasionally grandmasters just to spice things up a bit. But I feel like the general ladder just does not get that much love, and I think watching games from a wide range of leagues is really fun, just because we can see all kinds of strategies and builds that we don't typically see in StarCraft 2 in the pro games. So I think they're really fun to watch, and it does look like this is going to be a cannon rush coming out of our blue Protoss player LorenzoRoi here. He's already throwing down some pylons. Big pull on these probes, going to attack these pylons here. At this point, these pylons are pretty early. I think taking 3 or 4 probes to attack these would be enough, and that way you could spread out some of your DPS and try to kill the extra pylons that LorenzoRoi is throwing down. He's throwing down 3 more pylons here. This guy has a bank of minerals, man. He just spent it all on this infrastructure here. It does look like it does look like Baal was able to take out the probe right here. It went down, but these imposter pylons do finish. They're like, hey man, maybe nobody will notice. I mean, we're pylons, we're blue instead of red, but we're totally Protoss structure, so yeah, it's fine, it's chill. And now, good call on Baal, walling off. Well, it looks like he was going to wall off. I guess he wanted to let this probe out before hard walling himself into his base here, but there's no probe right here, so Baal does have some time to react to this, but LorenzoRoi sending the hero probes all the way to the other side of the map here. They're taking their sweet time getting there. At this point, I think LorenzoRoi could throw down a photon cannon on the low ground. These pylons will give high ground vision for these cannons, and I don't think one zealot is going to be able to take out 3 pylons in time, especially before these these photon cannons finish, and they are definitely in range of this this zealot here, and this probe safely walled itself in. But at some point it will have to be let out. If this probe dies here, photon cannons do finish. They chase away the zealot. I would like to see, it looks like more zealots are coming out from Baal. I would like to see at this point stalkers being built. Unfortunately, Baal does not have enough gas just yet, but he's going to have some gas soon, and he'll be able to queue one up before the cybernetics core goes down. Good call on the shield batteries. They will be able to keep some of these units alive here. At this point, I do agree with at least taking out these pylons right here. These cannons are just going to be doing too much. If he got some stalkers, which unfortunately he can't anymore because that cybernetics core did go down, he would be able to get a stalker and start sniping these pylons here. But now we have a photon cannon right in the main base for the red Protoss player. We do have this shield battery. It may be able to clean some of this up on the upper ground here. But now LorenzoRoi just vibing up here. He's having his own little party. He's like, hey man, why wasn't I invited earlier? Oh, able to take out that pesky probe that was doing so much damage. And that's exactly what I was talking about, because now this probe is stuck. At this point, he could use the photon cannons to take out this pylon and free this probe. There's really no reason not to. Maybe one of these outlying photon cannons will become depowered, but these pylons are definitely powering these photon cannons here. So at this point, all things considered, not too bad for Baal. He still has a full mining base here, and if we're taking a look at the mini-map, he's going to have a ninja base on the upper left-hand side of the map here, and we also have a pylon for Baal just chilling. At this point, it's going to go down for sure, though. I mean, I would hope so, but no, it looks like LorenzoRoi is just going for the aggression here. I can't say I blame him, though, because this base outside of outside of mining and a couple actually just one gateway, it's not defended here at all. So this zealot could do a ton of damage at this point. There's really still this sense of impending doom that Baal should be feeling. He was mining safely here for a while, but now we have a zealot coming to wreak some more havoc here. We have the cannons slowly inching their way across the main base, and I was going to suggest this. He is recalling his probes to another part of the map here. I want to say LorenzoRoi should have noticed this, but something tells me that he's just gonna not even think about it. I feel like this is a very cannon rusher thing to do, is to just be like, all right, I think I'm winning, and then just not realize that the probes have vanished. They have straight up disappeared. We'll see based on his reaction here to the fact that he only saw one mining probe here on the minerals. We have all the probes here on the left side of the map. You know, at this point, I just leave this cannon to destroy this nexus and start scouting around with my zealots. We'll see if that's what LorenzoRoi ends up doing, is scouting around the map. But I almost feel like, where's this probe going here? My sense is that he's still fixated on this part of the map, but it actually looks like he's running towards the left side, upper left side of the map. So it's almost like he's got the sense of where these probes might have gone. He is scouting, so he did realize that the probes vanished and that they are somewhere. And he will see that there's a full mining base here with a ton of production. And taking a look at blue side of the map here, he's really not got a lot to go on. So even though he destroyed the main base of the red Protoss player, he really didn't do much in producing anything behind this. I would have liked to see Void Rays or, I don't know, something. But he is just straight up focused on cannons. This is so much money. Each one of these cannons could have been a gateway. Keep that in mind. And he could have expanded here. So taking a look at the workers, it's still in favor of Baal, even though he was cannon rushed. And now Baal does have some zealots of his own. We don't have any shield batteries, though, and this is 3 zealots to 2, so Baal has to be very careful here. May even consider running these into the mineral line just to get some extra DPS from those probes, and that's actually exactly what he's doing. What I would also do, now it doesn't matter so much, but in this choke point, would be to mineral walk, left click on a patch of minerals away from this left-hand side of the map here, and then get a surround on the zealots. That way he could throw down some extra DPS, and it looks like LorenzoRoi is still trying to cannon rush behind this. This is all he's relying on. Keep in mind, this is a gold versus gold level game, so we will see some wacky cheese like this. This is like extended cheese. LorenzoRoi, my guy, is aging this cheese. This is a fine aged cheddar. This is something you top your mac and cheese off with and throw it in the oven. And at this point, oh man, I think the cannons will finish. Okay, great call. He was focusing on the pylons and not on the cannons that were actually finishing. These probes will be able to get it. I think they'll be able to get this cannon as well, but we have 2 cannons on the left side here too. Baal, at this point, he's got great production. Finally getting some stalkers. I would like to see Warp Gate being researched as well. He's got 800 gas. He has the money to do it. Baal doing a great job at holding this. I loved to see that mass recall into his relocated base here. That saved him. and allowed him to stay in the game for as long as he has so far. I would really like to see LorenzoRoi do something other than just build cannons. He's also not researching warp gates, only has two gateways right now versus what is 4 gateways. Still no warp gate being researched by either player. And now it seems like the game is stabilizing a little bit at the very least. Man, do I hear more? He's still going for the cannons at this point. The sad situation for LorenzoRoi is there are stalkers on the map now, and they will be able to get some range on these building structures here. So if he has some cannons behind and he's trying to build cannons in front, he can just snipe the cannons being built in front without worrying about the support cannons in the back of the pylons. And it looks like Baal is going to go in for the kill. Throughout all of this, LorenzoRoi allowed this pylon to stick around the base, and I think this pylon has enough vision to realize that there's no static defense here. With all the cannons that have been built, LorenzoRoi didn't even bother to build cannons in his main base, and this is going to be a bloodbath of probes. Oh no, is he just now trying to expand here? He is going to see... He's going to see the blue Protoss's worst nightmare here. Red Protoss coming in for the kill. Still no warp gate for the blue player. We do have warp gate being researched for Baal right now, so eventually he'll have a big upper hand on the macro, but I really don't know what Lorenzo could do after this. And ultimately leaving the game with no GG. That was a crazy cannon rush. I think that was the most extended cannon rush I've seen in my life. He was still going for cannons up to the 11-minute mark with no expansion, and Baal finally getting his bearings going for a more macro play style, finally researching warp gate, but ultimately in the end it did not matter. Able to hold that cannon rush and win himself the game. So very cool, and this is why I like to cast a wide range of leagues, man. It was a fun game to watch. If you liked what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.